I'm Mohiuddin Mazumder. I work at Intel. I co-lead the PCIe 6 electrical work group and optical work group. Today I'm going to talk about Optical Retimer, an ECN that PCI-SIG has just published. So PCI-SIG has started this optical work group with a long-term goal of standardizing PCIe over optics, which fundamentally is a step towards overcoming the limitations that copper puts on our standard process that we all know. Optics basically removes any channel-rich limitation. In this approach, what we are doing is we are bringing experts from protocol, logic, electrical, optical, and from the whole industry and working together how to change or introduce new specifications that can provide us a very standardized way and open way that industry can play with this new medium and take full advantage of it. And Optical Retimer ECN particularly addresses a challenge where we already have PCIe 6.0 designs, both root complex, endpoint, and switches. How does all of this work without making any changes on them? And Optical Retimer addresses that particular challenge. So Optical Aware Retimer, the ECN that we just talked about, the first problem it solves, because it is an ECN to PCIe 6.0, we kept in mind that existing designs like root complex, switch, endpoints for PCIe 6.0 are already in a very advanced state. So we need to bring this change without requiring any custom changes to those silicon. So the Optical Aware Retimer will be a new silicon which is new spec compliant, but it does do the communication with existing designs on both root complex and endpoint side, and they don't need to make any changes. So that's the first big change. And this is also the first standardized solution for doing PCIe over optical. And we expect the industry players will work together, like Retimer design as well as optical part of the industry will come up with this new component, and that will facilitate those things. Thus, as a technology, of course, optical not only solves the reach problem, but it is much smaller in size. So that way, it is going to enable a lot of innovative usage cases in platform evolution that we are excited to see. So this Optical Aware Retimer, as we have been mentioning, that brings the changes in a way that does not require any changes to the current existing PCIe 6.0 designs. It also is agnostic of what specific optical technology are going to be used. Because this is done mostly into the logic and protocol layer. In a way, it is standardizing the PCIe own features to deal with optical, but it's also not necessarily making any particular choice of what technologies would be used. So this is keeping all the options open on the optical side, and it creates an opportunity for the electrical and optical and all the experts working together to pave the way for the best technologies to come. In addition, it has some nice features like sideband signaling support. So those doesn't need a dedicated fiber. It can be done in band. And on the top of that, with PCIe 7.0, we have now introduced a 4 retimer aware feature called FRA. So in that way, in the future, we will be able to support 4 retimers, enabling many more topologies. And we do not see any end to all the possibilities and overcoming all the limits of current copper and legacy technologies. But the combination of existing technologies and this new optical technology will open up new opportunities for PCIe to flourish. We all know that channel reach is always a painful thing, and that is why we are always expecting Optical will solve that problem. So it is definitely expected that cloud, data center, and hyperscalers, whoever are building sort of AI-centric, big multi-rack systems and overcoming those channel reach is the first place where optics is expected to play a big role. But at the same time, we know that optics could enable much compact solution, also low power solution. So once all of those features are combined, we will not be surprised to see even desktop, laptop, and other places where usually channel reach is not the biggest issue, but play an important role. And another factor we know, because it solves the congestion issue, in a way it helps the airflow and thermal and other problems gets mitigated. So those could open up completely new opportunities and new platform architecture. So in terms of market segments, we believe that over time it will come in many, many market segments that we probably cannot fully anticipate today. So to know more about the optical hour retimer, please visit PCI-SIG.com and download this ECN. This is a pretty long technical document. A lot more information are there. You would be very glad to know more details about that. But in addition, with the PCI 6 optical work group, we are trying to bring expertise from all parts of the industry who are working on different disciplines, but only with the diverse ideas and expertise of many of you, that we can be very successful in this journey. And this is truly an exciting journey where we will overcome many of the conventional limits, but we will be complementing current technologies with this new PCIe optical. And in that way, we don't see any end to the limitless possibilities that PCIe is opening up. So I'm very excited for that journey, and I hope you will join.